drive to military ownership.
Not here, the family has, there's some members of the family that would like to speak. And we'll start at this time here if you'd like to. Okay.
About you, but I'm a little choked up. Dad was a lot of things to us, but he was a lot of things to other people as well. And one of the things he was, like the last 10 years at least, maybe more, was we like to call the poet laureate of Young Knoxville. He wrote many, and you all know this, most of you, poems and many books for state. And not a little bit for us to read. And in honor of him, we thought we would have 3 of his poems read by Dad's children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. And the 3 of the poems we think express a lot about him and how he felt about the world. And so without any further ado, I introduce Susan Manning, who is his eldest grandchild, as the person to read the first poem.
The poem I'm going to read is called Family. God bless our growing family. May they prosper throughout their life and be as strong as they can be when faced with hills and strife. May they finish every day knowing they've done their very best, and each endeavor that comes their way results only in success. May they see a family growing that is very closely knit, with all the members knowing they're an integral part of it. May they always find the occasion throughout the coming years to meet in jubilation with the family they hold so dear.
second poem is going to be read by Tom, who is his grandson, Dad's grandson. And this is a little shorter poem, but it does express Dad.
The poem I'm going to read is to be. When I was very small, my folks would say to me, when you're big and tall, what are you going to be? Later on, when I was wed, children on my knee, I would ask each sleepy head, what are you going to be? Now that time has flown, the question should be then, now that you've full grown, what have you gone and done?
Doesn't that sound like it? Last is Dad's great-grandson, my grandson, Ricky, who's going to read one of Dad's first poems in what we call the Buddha Book. That it's kind of unique. You want to stand up here?
Alright, the poem I'm going to read is Slow Flowing Stream. I sit in my chair on the porch with a view, with nary a care and nothing to do. I drink in the scene, content as can be, and the slow-flowing stream is all that I see. Then birds dart across the river to feed, and are quickly lost in the grass and the weeds. There are cardinals and blackbirds, to just name a few, and the smart mockingbird that will even mock you. Then a heron plops down, and with head held on high, stalks any fish around that might dare to swim by. And an hinga is found with its wings open wide, so the air all around gets them thoroughly dry. The moorhens' new young that were all under cover swim about in the sun, chaperoned by their mother. The osprey's last catch is consumed in a tree, while vultures below snatch any scrapes that fall free. Then a gator appears, cruising up on the shore, and birds disappear, they fear what's in store. With birds nowhere to be seen, it's as still as can be. Again, the slow-flowing stream is all that I see.
I've always felt honored to be the daughter of such an exceptional man. I thought the world of him and will miss him in so many ways. What I will miss most is our Thursday morning chats. I would call in around 8 o'clock and we would talk at length about anything and everything. He'd tell me about his latest book and increasingly about a very special lady in his life. I usually would ask him his advice on something because even though I'm a grandmother myself, I still valued my dad's opinion. Then together, we would solve all the problems in the world. Dad liked to listen to the news and we would solve everything. When it was time to say goodbye, I always told him that I loved him and he always would tell me that he loved me too. Dad, even though I wish it didn't have to be, it's time to say goodbye for now. May your spirit return to God who gave it. Thank you for everything. I'm glad you knew how much I loved you.
Are there any other members of the audience who would like to speak? If so, this is a great time to do it. Oh, sorry.
I didn't plan anything, just spur of the moment, thinking about what he meant to all of us, and how he made who I am. He made my father and my grandmother.
Father made me, I've made my son. That's the measure of a man. What he leaves behind in his children, his grandchildren, his great-grandchildren, all of you. He's made us who we are through his son, through his grandson, through his great-grandson, great-granddaughters, granddaughters, daughters. He's made all of us. And he's made all of us who we are. And I thank him for that.
Is there anybody else who'd like to speak? Well, my turn to speak. And I have to say that it's very difficult to capsulize a man who lived 92 very, very good years, and who was my father, our father, a maximum of 71 years, which is my age. Which, Ed, with your passing, I'm now the senior member. It's a little hard to take at this moment. I know the consequence of being the senior member, ultimately. But I want to say this about Dad. A couple things without being too witty. That is, Dad always said he was lucky. And he also said, in more recent times, in so many words, while he was in the hospital, while he was in majestic homes, and other times, that he didn't really buy off on the idea that he was going to pass away. It was a hard sell. Doctors basically said that. Jay and I said it, repeated it, he said it. Others have tried to get him ready for his final lecture that he's now on. And he wasn't buying it. And he'd always, because of the type of mind he had and determination to live, try to find some way to stop the process so he had more time. Mostly, we think to spend with us. And we think that she was the impetus more than us, and we don't feel bad about it. Really continue on. He was happy right up to the last. He did not give up hope until 2 minutes before he passed away. That's how close it was. At that point, he knew that there wasn't any salvation in this world. So that is a measure of the determination that he exhibited through his entire life to get where he did. He came from a small town. He came from parents who didn't really support his ambitions. He made his own ambitions, and even though we're talking about it, it took him 12 years to finish his college education, including a PhD, he did it by force of will against a lot of odds. And that's how he lived his life. And he says it was lucky. He was lucky, he was lucky. A lot of the luck was made by him. So that's one thing I carry with me about him, and I'm hoping that's the spirit that really goes with all of us. The other is sheer bravery. He wasn't in military combat. He didn't do stuff that he wasn't a daredevil. What he could do was endure an awful lot of misery that would have broken other people with respect to the illnesses and the surgeries and the 2 cancers and heart attacks that he had. Those, I witnessed it, and we all witnessed it. It was just amazing how he did this stuff without the plane. He did it without any visible suffering that he would show us. And he ended up curing himself, I have to say this, with the help of Mayo Clinic, but also John Knox Village, so that he could give us 10 more years of his life. And that's how I've seen it, and when we talk to him, he agreed. That's exactly it. So, anyway, Dad, I won't be able to talk to you anymore. I won't be able to argue with you anymore. I won't be able to discuss the matters of the world that Jerry talked about. And in a strange little way, I still will see him again. And that's because when I look in the mirror, I see him staring back. Anyway, thank you all, and thanks for the support while we've been going through this process, which has been extremely good.
this graveside services for your loved one and friend, J Wright. Again, on behalf of the family, I want to thank all of you for coming, sharing your story, sharing his poems that he wrote. Obviously, he was a great man, and he passed on things to his family. And as you leave from here today, remember the stories, share them with others. It'll help you through your grieving process. It'll help them. And you know, just because this is just a shell here, people are still with us in our hearts and in our memories. So we always have those. Until we meet again on the other side, we can keep them alive with us that way. And thank you for coming out today.
We have one more announcement.
Yeah.
On behalf of my brother and sister, we'd like to invite everyone to have basically a luncheon on dad. That's where he always was. So we'd like to make a reservation at Robinson.
Seminole County.
Seminole County. So we would love for everyone.
Got any directions on how to get there, Dave?
Good luck, huh?
Where is it?